Maverick traders, welcome out to your currency recap. It's March 24th. We're going to go through meaningful news. We're going to talk about rotations, where money's moving, what's getting stronger, what's getting weaker, and then always highlight our very best ideas. There's some heating up in the CAD. There's some slowing down in the yen. We'll touch on that more.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
So today you'd have to say was a little bit more of a risk-on environment. So Trump gave a little bit of insight that he might lighten up on tariffs, saying that some of the reciprocal tariffs he would be more lax on, but he still suggested that in autos and in pharmaceuticals some tariffs are incoming. Equities rallied, and it's a little bit of a gap up and then further fuel on. So we've kind of seen this risk-on environment. Now let's make sense of it together. The Japanese yen was the big mover, down about 1%. Now that's what you'd expect in a quote-unquote risk-on environment. CAD, Aussie, some of those things acting the strongest, makes perfect sense. But did we see the all clear? Is this just, hey, we've bottomed out and we're going to ramp higher and risk assets are going to carry the day? I'm not so sure. Gold gave back some. Certainly an uptick in equities. Crypto did okay. Oil did more strongly. This again looks very risk on for a day. Now this is only a day, so let's not make too much out of it. Again, crypto stronger with Ethereum leading to the upside. So we would call this a bear market rally to this point. But I would say that something about today was strong, which is I think it's a little bit of a bear trap, meaning anyone that was bearish right down in here, they got caught off guard by the gap up. I am not surprised there's some follow-through buying. When you highlight and identify who's in pain, you can often identify where the asset is going to trade. And the pain trade here is people that got very bearish down here in the short term. They're caught on the wrong side of the trade and they're forced to cover at higher prices. So I'd expect a little bit of a bounce. However, don't forget that we're still in a downward trend, that this is just a relief rally, and this is the way that relief rallies work, is they're sharp, they're quick, and then they often fade off. So I still don't think we're out of the woods, but it is a good nice strong day and a short term for the trader that's looking at the next few days. We are on a little bit more of a risk on environment. Now we've got PMI data in Europe, in the UK, and in the US this week. We've got some CPI data as well. US reports final GDP on Friday, and then we always pay attention to the core PCE because the Fed, well, they focus on inflation. We should too. Let's look at some currencies and see what's moving and where money can be made. So as we look at velocity, really the majority of things are just in kind of this choppy environment. Anything within there is not that exciting for short-term traders, but maybe a little bit more follow through in Bitcoin. Certainly CAD looks stronger, Japanese yen looks weaker. Those would be the areas that I would focus on. So it's pretty simple. In currency land, you're looking at CAD yen on the upside. That is the trade. That is the possible outcome. So let's look at those charts and see why. Well, here's velocity for the CAD against all the other currencies. You can see the buy signal, the upward sloping moving averages, an RSI that's still making higher highs and higher lows, and a recent breakout out of a kind of ascending triangular type of pattern. I would still suspect that CAD can work its way higher. Is this because energy, is finally catching a bid? Well, it seems to be in the short term. And now we're not talking about CAD going higher for weeks. We're talking about for the next couple of days. On the flip side of that, Japanese yen looks like the weakest currency. The only thing I don't love about the yen is it's still above that prior support level. It's not making new lows, but you can see the downward slope, the sell signal, the downward slope. It's bearish. It's just not a -3 because we're not below that support, and that support could cause a little bit of buying and a little bit of choppiness as we get there. Maybe a little short-term bounce, that sort of idea. So it's not picture perfect, but still certainly more bearish than bullish. And Bitcoin, same type of thing, where if you were looking at this, you'd have to be a buyer for a short-term trade, upward sloping. The RSI is backing up a little bit, but that'll ramp right back up if they start to buy the dip here. So we're still upward sloping overall on the RSI, even though it's backed up a little tiny bit here in the very short term. Bitcoin still looks like, well, maybe there's a little bit more room. I wouldn't say a lot, but a little bit more room for upside. So CAD long, yen short. Pay attention to the drivers of volatility. Anything around tariffs, weaker GDPs, things like that. That's the growth scare that's really causing people to be nervous about equities and risk in general. So we'll pay attention to that. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.